What should our government be looking to do? What are the 4 or 5 things that they should be doing to responsibly reduce the $30 trillion deficit without destroying our country? So
I don't actually.
So I mean, everybody talks about, well, this is wrong and that's wrong and this isn't right and that's right. What should they be looking at so we can have an idea of, if we are communicating with our congressman, what are 4 or 5 things they should be doing and what steps to get back in control, other than shrinking government? I know would be one of the things that you and Dan would be talking about. So I'll leave it over to you, and I'll just listen.
That is it in a nutshell. The first thing that they have to do is stop the spending. So the problem is that they've gotten people hooked on government assistance. And once you get to a point where the majority of people are relying on the government for their existence, for their monthly checks, or at some point, at some part of their monthly income, they're not going to vote out their benefits. So, I mean, that we need a paradigm shift about who's God. You know, God gives us the ability to earn income. God owns it all and he controls it all. And so he gives us resources to be able to support ourselves and the ability to earn income. The problem is that we have now, a lot of us now have shifted that role to the government. Oh, well, the government's supposed to take care of me. The government's supposed to step in when I can't pay my bills. The government is supposed to, you know, wipe out my student loan debt that, you know, I may or may not have incurred irresponsibly. You know, it's the government. And so we've replaced God with the government. So the first thing that needs to happen is we need to dispel that lie. And then, you know, so we've got to stop the spending. You know, we've got to get the deficit under control before we can even start to touch the debt. Those are two different things. You know, Joe Biden took victory laps about how he had reduced the deficit. I wonder what the next State of the Union speech is he's going to be bragging about, because it's not going to be that. You know, I mean, he's passed the Inflation Reduction Act, which does no such thing. It just creates more and more spending. So until we can get some people in there that will put a stop to that, you know, one of the things that Donald Trump did is he said, you know, he went to every agency in the government and said, you've got to reduce costs by, I think it was something like 5%. So they thought, oh, well, that's going to be impossible. But you know what they did? And some of them cut more than that. So there is so much frivolous spending that goes on in our country, and that has to be stopped first before we can even take a crack at the debt. And what's even going to make it worse now is interest rates are going up. So our debt service is going to be going up. So we just have to get rid of some of these programs, and it's not going to be done without a good amount of pain.